so long without a drink.
Shall I read Whistledown to you, Your Majesty?
Dearest gentle viewers, we are back. The long wait for Bridgerton Season 4 has finally come to an end, and the first half of the newest season is now streaming on Netflix. I can't believe it's been 2 years since we last caught up on the Ton and Social season. That's why it should not come as a surprise to anyone that fans like me couldn't wait a second to begin binge watching. I mean, how could I wait? Because this time the story focuses on the fans' most favourite character, Benedict Bridgerton, and the new star of this season, Sophie Baek. As fans of the book and the series so far, it's no secret that it is based on Julia Quinn's novel, An Offer from a Gentleman. But now that the first half has come to an end, what can we expect from the second part? Here are some of my predictions after binging Part 1. Sophie's response to the offer from a gentleman. Now, since the very beginning, we have seen the insane chemistry between Sophie and Benedict. I mean, so far it has been just like a fairy tale. I don't know about you, but I see the sparks flying, and when they did go a little overboard with intimacy after that staircase kissing in episode 4, I was over the moon. I mean, this was the moment I've been waiting for ages, and that moment was perfect. Benedict delivered some of the most amazing lines about how the reality of Sophie has become more tantalising than any fantasy ever could. But then he had to go ahead and ruin the moment by asking Sophie if she wanted to be his mistress. Are you kidding? I know, it would be too soon for anything concrete. But mistress? I wanted to throw my phone against the wall, and I know it's not the time for my opinion, but I had to vent. Anyways, the point is that even Sophie didn't expect something like this, and she also seemed a little disappointed, probably a little heartbroken when Benedict uttered those words. But at the end of the day, she also yearns for him. So my question is whether she will agree to his offer or reject it, and I honestly think she will not agree to something like this, because no one would want to stay invisible, and that's not something Sophie deserves. But then again, if she does agree and gives in to that yearning and fantasy, it'll be messy, and I guess we have to wait and find out. The arrival of Viscount and Viscountess. There is one thing I missed, and I think all of you will agree with, which is the absence of our favourite Bridgerton couple, Anthony and Kate. I don't know about you guys, but I kept hoping they would make an appearance in the next episode since episode 1, but they did not, because they're in India, as they had planned in the previous season. But don't you all worry, the official sources had confirmed before the release that Lord Bridgerton and Lady Bridgerton would be back this season as well. So I'm hoping we will be seeing our favourite enemies to lovers couple in the second part, with their adorable little one, because the last time we saw them, they were expecting their first child. At least, the preview has confirmed it. What I mostly look forward to seeing is what role this couple can play in helping Benedict with this situation, or how they can help him if Sophie completely boycotts him after what he said.
I assure you I have often witnessed Benedict's disarray. Move!
More evening teas expected from Violet Bridgerton. Now, Violet Bridgerton's evolution this season is on a different level. Mama Bear has been glowing since the start of the season, and now, after the final episode from the first part, she won't stop glowing, possibly. You see, things have finally moved forward between Violet Bridgerton and Lord Marcus Anderson, and we are so happy about it. The garden is blooming vibrantly. It is finally time that Violet chose to live for herself, but what she has started is kind of a risky business. Why? Because none of her children know or are aware of it. What I expect in part 2 is more of Violet and Lord Anderson, a bit more romance between them, and maybe someone or one of her children finding out and freaking out about it. Eloise's future marriage-related predicament. At the start of the season, Eloise returned to England from her visit to Scotland with her sister Francesca at the Kilmartin estate, and she was very happy to be back at home. I was most happy to see her being besties with Penelope again, because I honestly missed the two. We did see a change in her, like she was content to attend balls and interact with debutantes because, in her mind, she knew she would be on the shelf. But then, her mother decided she should join her sister Hyacinth's finishing lessons, and that was not Eloise's cup of tea. I don't know if you all have noticed this, but in these last few episodes, she is surrounded by everything that screams marriage. Her best friend is married, her sister Francesca is married, and they were both newlyweds, so they spend more time together, and she is the odd third wheel among them. I think she has really started to feel the weight of society now, and this marriage thing might be rubbing a bit on her, because amidst the newlyweds, she seems lonely, and maybe this is a hint that she will start corresponding with someone through letters who will understand her. This could be the foreshadow for something that might occur in the next season. If you have read the books, you know what I'm talking about, right? If not, let me leave you in a little bit of suspense. And you never know with Netflix and Shondaland Media, but I'm getting a strong feeling this might be the case.
I do hope you've missed me.
Michaela!
Michaela Sterling's arrival and change in Francesca's fate. Now, as a reader of all the Julia Quinn books, I know most of you all know how Francesca's story ends. In the books, Francesca ultimately ends up with Michael, John Sterling's cousin, but in the series, Michael's character has been swapped for Michaela. In fact, things have not been the same for Francesca since she's met Michaela at last season's Dankworth Finch ball. It's not that she is uncomfortable around her, she just doesn't seem to understand how to be around her because she feels things she has no answer to. Plus, she is married to John, which is not helping the matter. At the start of this new season, things were going well for Francesca and John after living in Scotland for so long. But with the arrival of Michaela at their house in London, well, it has stirred emotions because Francesca was maybe running away from. It also makes me wonder if this is the last time we will see John with Francesca, because in episode 4, he said something along the lines of, "They have all the time in the world," which sounds so ominous because we know they don't have all the time. John dies unexpectedly in the book, leaving everybody shocked, and if this happens in the second part, it will change Francesca's fate for sure. Which will get revealed first, Lady in Silver or Sophie being Penwood? Now, at the end of episode 4, we saw that the House of Penwood is becoming a new neighbour to the Bridgerton house. It'll be interesting to see which secrets are revealed first, the true face behind the Lady in Silver, or Sophie being a Penwood. After meeting the Lady in Silver, Benedict has become quite infatuated and has tried every method to find out who she is, but he's nowhere close with his search. Everybody has tried in his behalf, from his mother to Lady Whistledown, but it was of no use. Nobody is getting any closer, but there is something that might be caught sooner, the true nature of Penwood House, or Lady Araminta Gunn, who has been making Sophie work as a maid since her father died. Time and again, Sophie has shown she is quite educated. I mean, that girl is fluent in French, Latin and Korean. She is good at cleaning, mending, sewing, and almost everything else, which is making Violet Bridgerton quite suspicious about her background. Not only her, but even Mrs. Wilson has her doubts. Now, we have to wait and see who will spill the beans in some dramatic way. It'll also be interesting to see how Lady Araminta reacts when she finds out that Sophie is working for the Bridgertons, and what drama she causes to make her life impossible.
Your Majesty, have you forgotten my request?
You will host a ball.
Will Lady Danbury get to leave Her Majesty? This is the first time we have ever seen Lady Danbury asking for something for herself. In every season, she has helped people and couples in every possible way. So when, for the first time, she asked for a break, and she was rejected by Her Majesty right away, and I felt bad for her. I mean, I also understand the Queen's point of view. She has no true friends other than Lady Danbury, and if she leaves, she'll be left all alone with no one to trust. But it'll be interesting to see what happens next, because Lady Danbury has set in motion a new plan, and if it works out for the best, she can leave, visit her native home, and get the break she truly deserves. The answer to that predicament, well, we will get that in the second part, but it does make me wonder if this is the last time we'll be seeing Lady Danbury. The second part of Bridgerton Season 4 will be released on 26th of February, so I guess we have no choice but to wait a bit longer to see which of our predictions will come true. While we wait, why don't you share your predictions in the comments section? And thanks very much for watching.